This is the tail vise in my workbench that I built 3 years ago. And when I built it, I just used a piece of threaded rod as the lead screw. And as you can see, it turns the wrong way. But 3 years later, I'm still not used to it. Recently, I got a 3D printer and I came up with a way to fix this problem. And it starts with me taking this apart. And to do that, I need to remove the guide strip on the inside. And then I can drive the moving jaw up to knock out the rest of the strip, unscrew the lead screw, and take out the moving jaw. Now I got two things I need to change with this. I need to get that nut out of the end so I can cut off the end. And I also need to take out the pop-up dog lever. And to do that, I'm just going to drill a hole from the other side so that I'll be able to push the pivot pin out. And I didn't show this in my build video, but you can see how this works. It's just the dog with a slot, and this lever fits into it and pushes it up. And like I said, I need to get this nut out, so I threaded in the lead screw a little bit and used that as a lever to try to get it out that way. And I pounded on it and pounded on it, but this is glued in with epoxy that is way stronger than I expected it to be. So what I did instead was I drilled out around it, and then it broke out no problem. Now I need to cut the end off because I'm going to make a new end for this moving jaw that will be threaded for the new lead screw. And that's the reason why I had to take the nut out, so that I wouldn't be cutting through it with my miter saw. And here's the new end. And I printed it with the threads built in, and I also printed a couple of washers for the lead screw to push against. And you'll see those later. Now I need to fasten this to the end, but before I do that, I need to make the hole that's in the moving jaw a lot bigger. The new lead screw is 1.5 inches in diameter as opposed to the 1-inch threaded rod that I used in the beginning. And I'm just going to use the new end to mark the location of that hole. And then it's almost impossible to get a Forstner bit started on the end freehand. So I'm going to make a guide from scrap plywood and get that clamped in place, and then I can start drilling and then transfer that over to the drill press and finish drilling all the way down. And you can see my workbench has two vices. This is a shoulder vise, and this one actually turns the right way, so I won't have to fix this. Okay, I need to drill deeper here, and the hole's not quite big enough for the chuck to fit into, and it stalled out the drill actually. So I'm going to switch to a slightly bigger drill bit and re-drill the hole, and that will clear the chuck so that it can actually fit down inside there, and drill the hole as deep as it needs to be. Now, in the meantime, I designed and printed the lead screw in 2 pieces and also the spindle in 2 pieces. And that's what you're watching right here. I made the lead screw so that it's actually hollow in the middle, so I'll be able to reinforce it with a piece of hardwood. And you can see how it screws into the new end. Now I need to get this fastened to the end of the moving jaw. I'm going to glue it on first, let that glue set overnight, and then I'll drill and drive 2-inch screws in there to hold it on permanently. Now here I'm cutting the core for the lead screw, and I'm making that from hard maple. This will add a lot of strength, and it also saved quite a bit of plastic. And I'm going to screw this partway into the nut to keep the threads lined up properly, and then clamp it and let it dry overnight once again. And then the next day you can see how it screws in, no problem. And the whole thing fits down inside, but I've got a problem still. I need to drill a hole in the end of the workbench for the new lead screw. But first I want to get that lever put back in the moving jaw that lifts up the pop-up dog. I'm going to use that same template that I made earlier to drill the hole in the moving jaw to re-drill the hole in the end of the workbench. And I have to be careful because there's a metal washer glued in there that I don't want to run into with the drill bit. So I'll drill in so far, and then I'll pop that out and drill the rest of the way. And here you can see how it works. It goes right in there, beautiful. So with that in place, I put half of the spindle on, but you can see a problem I've got. There's a space between the end of the spindle and the end of the workbench. That's because I didn't account for that metal washer being in there when I made my measurements. And so I'll have to make a spacer washer to fill that gap. And so I'm gluing together the spindle now, and you can see how that goes. It is in two pieces, and then there are dovetail splines that drive in and hold it tight together as well. However, when I was doing this, I realized that the main hole that the handle goes through is along that split. So it's weaker, and instead of using this spindle, I redesigned it with the hole going the other way and reprinted it, and this time I made it a bit longer so that I don't need a spacer. And I can get that glued together in the same way, again with those dovetail splines, and get those glued in and get the whole thing clamped up. I also need to drill a 3/8 inch hole through the hardwood core, and that'll be for a hardwood dowel that will lock the spindle onto the shaft. And before I put this in, I'm going to get some grease on those washers and on the end of the shaft so that it reduces the friction. And before I put it back in, I need to make a new guide strip that will be glued in place, and that goes in with the moving jaw. I'll just pry that out and get some glue put in there with a knife blade, and then clamp it with these short pieces of wood that are cut to the right length, making sure that the jaw is lined up with the surface of the workbench. Now, before gluing on the spindle, I want to get a little bit of grease on the end, also to reduce friction. And I'll be gluing that on with polyurethane construction adhesive again, and clean off any grease that's on the shaft and then slide it in. Make sure that that hole is lined up for the dowel. And get some glue on that as well. And then I can cut it off flush and clean it up. I'm just going to reuse the old handle, which has an end that unscrews. And here you can see the vise moves in and out, a little bit squeaky, so put a little bit of grease on the threads and that'll loosen it up really nicely. It moves very smoothly, just one finger to turn this thing. And here's the pop-up dog in operation, and now I can get that piece of wood clamped in and see how it holds. Now my workbench is not light, but I'm shaking the whole thing and it's not moving this piece of wood. I would call that a big success.